going to read a couple poems tonight. I'm going to read a couple poems tonight. This first one requires you to suspend your imagination a little bit and imagine a world in which oil spills are prevalent and toupees can talk and control our minds. So this kind of weaves both of those things together. Weaves, yeah. It's called Enemy Mine. How pleasant would it be to blame our greatest people power disasters on outside forces? Like washed up heroes desperate for an insidious plot, finally our blanks penciled in by a deception we never thought capable or logical. On April 20th, 2010, when an explosion on the Deepwater Horizon oil rig spilled history into the Gulf of Mexico, spiking the punch of our ocean, our Earth once more, finally the truth of fault was uncovered, and we were not to blame. It was not our very human nature or a series of failed checks and balances. Hell no. It was not a repugnantly ignorant CEO or a negligent administration that let the sludge flow or caused it in the first place. Hell no. Let there be pitchforks and riots in the streets. The villain was instead the very wigs atop our bald and balding chrome domes. A twist so bizarre, so preposterous, that its fibers have long been pulled down from our skulls and over our eyes. Weaving through our history, the ancient parasite, a dormant relic of perverted evolution, became attracted to the worst of us when the first of us knew power and shame, and like a leech began to slither its strands of mind-controlling corruption in through our follicles, past skin and skull to the brains of us, susceptible to the possessed poets of cultural present. Saith Ovid of Rome, ugly are hornless bulls. A field without grass is an eyesore, so is a tree without leaves, so is a head without hair. Yes, it was the toupees, puppeters of our experience, spinners of our clay, toupees that spilled oil into the Gulf, toupees that failed New Orleans, toupees that killed the dodo, toupees that murdered Professor Plum with the candlestick in the conservatory. From Beethoven to Washington, from Caesar to Hitler, from Sinatra to Costanza, our shame caps have been working their dark magic, a sick and divine plan to first pollute our land enough so that we are all left hairless, and second, to shame us into spreading their influence in hopes of one day creating a race of toupee-wearing Vassal mongrels and taking over the universe. To you, who this plot has just been revealed, that's all of you, be wary of their influence when the voice of BP tells us that the environmental impact is likely to have been very, very modest, or when BP assures us it wants what's best for us, as it or some other corporation front leaks over 206 million gallons of crude oil. Know the truth, that Tony Hayward or any other spokesman fuck selling a strand of passing the buck is more than likely not just a pawn in the great toupee empire. Yes, if these vampiric toupees were our nightmare, and bravery to stand above social norms our defense, the world would surely be a better place. But in knowing it is just us, all of us, and not our parasites, who have dammed our rivers, dropped the atom bomb, chopped our forests, and spit oil into the Gulf, perhaps we